The total syllabus that was included in your paper 8th A2, 8th A2, as like all other subjects, this paper is also divided into 5 units. 5 units. You will be examined for same 5 marks questions and 5 10 marks questions. So in this succession, what are the 5 units that are included in the paper under 8th A2 ethnobotany and medicinal botany? I have posted the total syllabus, 5 units of syllabus in our group previously. Did you taken those printouts? If not, are you able to see, follow that soft copy even in your mobiles? Can you follow? If you have printed, you can hold those printouts in your hand and you can follow while I am explaining. If not, you can directly follow in your mobiles. So the first unit is ethnobotany. So this unit totally consists of about ethnobotanical aspects only. Ethnobotanical aspects only. Only ethnobotanical aspects. The next unit and other units and next units, you will see some medicinal values and ethnomedicinal importance. Those chapters are incorporated. Whereas in first chapter, you have to know the total ethnobotany. What is ethnobotany? What are the aspects are included in ethnobotany? అది తెలీదా ఓ పేపర్ అయింది ఇంక మొత్తం 3 పేపర్లని ఎవడికి చెప్తున్నావు? ఎవరైనా మాట్లాడుకోవాలనుకుంటే మ్యూట్‌లో ఉండి మాట్లాడండి. అన్‌మ్యూట్ చేసి నాతో మాట్లాడండి. నెక్స్ట్. So in this ethnobotany, first unit of ethnobotany, chapter 1, you have to learn, you have to know the introduction. This part of introduction was over in yesterday class. Concept, concept of ethnobotany, scope and objectives. So from these objectives of ethnobotany, actually scope and objectives of ethnobotany has to teach tomorrow in the next class. I will start with the scope and objectives of the ethnobotany. So this is the first chapter of first unit. And in the first chapter, ethnobotany as an interdisciplinary science. Are you able to understand? Ethnobotany as an interdisciplinary science. So, ethnobotany has the interrelation with other branches of science as well as humanities. What is meant by humanities? Some branches of arts like anthropology, like history. It is not an individual branch of botany. Ethnobotany is not only an individual branch of botany, it has interrelation with other branches of not only botany and other branches of science and humanities. So, what are the other branches that are interrelated? And how can you say that ethnobotany is an interdisciplinary branch of science? So, it is not a branch of science alone. If you understand properly the ethnobotany, you have to know and you have some basic knowledge of other branches of science and humanities. Then only you can able to understand properly about the ethnobotany. So you must know, you have to study that ethnobotany as an interdisciplinary science and the relevance of the ethnobotany in the present context or in the present scenario or in the present time. what is its status, what is its scenario at present time, present days, at our national level and international level. How how significance it got, and how famous and popularity the science has got so far. All this comes under this relevance of ethnobotany in the present scenario or present context. And the second chapter in first unit, you must know the major and minor ethnic groups of tribals of India and their lifestyles. So this is very good, interesting chapter, that is major and minor ethnic groups. So as I rightly said yesterday, there are so many, about 480 groups of tribals or races of tribals are there in India. About 30 or 35 groups of tribals are inhabited in Andhra Pradesh, whereas even in Srikakulam district also there are four popular tribals are inhabited in our district. Among those, one one group is considered to be a very primitive tribal groups. They are called as PTGs. PTGs means primitive tribal group. That is Savara. The Savara tribal group is the most primitive among other tribal groups in our district. Hence, the Savara was placed in PTGs, primitive tribal groups. So here the chapter is major and minor ethnic groups. Ethnic means, you know what is ethnic. As I rightly said yesterday, I have explained about this word ethnic about 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes only ethnic. Ethnic is the derived word which gives the meaning of aboriginal, primitive, tribal, uncivilized, all those synonyms for ethnic. So the ethnic groups of tribals, both you have to know their lifestyles. Lifestyles is in our terminology, the lifestyles of ethnic groups is nothing but ethnology. You have to learn under ethnology. So, what are the major groups? What are the minor groups? So, the major and minor groups can be decided depending on their population. If the population is high, that is major. If the population is low, less, this is considered to be a minor group. Minor group. So, like this, likewise, you have to know the ethnology of both major and minor groups of tribals that are inhabited in India. And the third chapter of the first unit is plants used by the tribal populations, how they used as food plants, as intoxicants and beverages, as resins and oils, and others, which comes under miscellaneous uses. Are you able to follow me? Are you seeing that your syllabus is there in your hands, or can you able to see in mobiles? Even by seeing and hearing is possible. Both seeing and hearing is possible or not? I don't know. That facility is there or not? Huh? Okay. If possible, you have to see that syllabus what I have posted previously. Simultaneously, you have to follow my voice. Simultaneously, you have to follow my voice. Then you will be able to understand easily. So, this is the third chapter, that plants used by the tribal populations as food plants. What are the plants? So, yesterday I have said that these tribals are totally depend on plants that are which are growing on their environments for food, medicine, and other uses. So you have to know the list of plants, what plants are used as food. Just you can, I will give you the list with botanical name and family. and which part is used as food. And the second one is intoxicants and beverages. So these two are same. Especially beverages means tea, coffee, alcohol. These are all comes under beverages. So especially intoxicant. Intoxicants means which causes causes the some what you call it మనం ఏమంటాం తెలుగులో మత్తు, దాన్నే ఇంటాక్సికెంట్స్ అంటారు. మత్తునిచ్చేవి. మత్తునిచ్చేవి ఏముంటాయి? సమ్ టాడీ, టీఓడిడివై టాడీ. టాడీ మీన్స్ మనం అనేది కళ్ళు. అండ్ ఈ గుడుంబ, సారా. They will prepare this beverages as intoxicants with plants and plant produces. And also you have to know the resins and oils. So the resins, just like gums, they are also used to eat. Resins are used by the tribals to eat. They will eat some resins which are secreted by plants, and also some oil plants and other miscellaneous. Miscellaneous means other uses. అడప, దడప, చిన్న చితక ఉపయోగాలన్నిటిని కలిపి మిస్లీనియస్‌లో పెడతాం. మిస్లీనియస్‌గా ఎలా ఉపయోగిస్తున్నారనేది. ఆ ప్లాంట్స్ ఏమిటని తెలుసుకోవాలి. దిస్ ఈస్ ఫర్ ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్. అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ కమ్ టు ది సెకండ్ యూనిట్, you see the heading of second unit itself is role of ethnobotany in modern medicine. You know what is modern medicine? Yesterday, why? Because before explaining the syllabus, I have I have explained all the ethnobotanical aspects as introduction yesterday. You know the modern medicine. What is modern medicine? What we use today? All the chemosynthetic drugs or allopathy is known as modern medicine. So in modern medicine also some ethnobotanical practices are there. So ethnobotanical practices are ethnomedicinal practices. So the knowledge of this ethnomedicine or ethnobotany has acquired by the tribal people by dash method. You have to fill this dash. They have acquired the knowledge from fields, the knowledge of ethnobotany and ethnomedicine. They have acquired. They means the tribal people acquired the knowledge from their environments, and this knowledge is transmitted by oral means only, no documentation, only by oral means. But they have acquired the knowledge by dash method. What you have to fill this, very good, trial and error method. Trial and error. Once he tries for to cure certain element. If not, he will go for other plant. If it is cured, he will be identified, recognized, and remember that plant. If not, then he will go for the alternation. In such a way, by trial and error method, he acquired the knowledge, he acquainted the knowledge of, of medicinal plants, and he developed the system of medicine, that is ethnomedicine. So the role of ethnomedicine and ethnobotany in modern medicine. As World Health Organization wanted to explore all the medicinal plants, it has noticed that it means World Health Organization has noticed that nearly 115 medicinal plants are being giving clues for modern medicine or chemosynthetic drugs. Modern medicine are in preparation of chemosynthetic drugs. So that from all these 115 medicinal plants that are used as keys for chemosynthetic drugs, some of the plants have placed in your syllabus, like Rauwolfia serpentina, Trichopus xylanicus. Trichopus xylanicus is the native plant for Kerala, and Artemisia anna, Artemisia vulgaris. There are two species. Artemisia one is there, and Artemisia ana is also there, and Withania somnifera. The role of Withania somnifera. You know the Withania somnifera, Ashwagandha, which belongs to family Solanaceae, and you have to know the role of these plants in modern medicine. And you see the second chapter, medico ethnobotanical source in India. Actually, this chapter is related to research oriented chapter. Research oriented chapter. So this is medico ethnobotanical source. So what are the source for the ethnobotanical knowledge in India? But in your syllabus only in India it is incorporated. Also you can see abroad in other countries. Also you can learn the source of ethnobotany and ethnomedical in our state, even in our district. Also you have to know the source. So what are the source? What is the knowledge already we have? What are the knowledge we have on ethnobotany? And what much of knowledge has to develop, has to document by the scientific community to transmit the future generations. So this kind of knowledge. So if you acquire all this knowledge, if you want to acquire all this knowledge, some research based orientation is required. So by research based orientation only, you can acquire this source of knowledge. What much of source of knowledge is already exists in India or in Andhra Pradesh or in district or even in abroad. But in your syllabus only in India is sufficient. And the next chapter you can see, third chapter, significance of the following plants in ethnobotanical practices along with their habit and morphology. So you have to know about the following plants total description, that is habitat, how this plant is there, habitat, what is its habitat, and morphology means the external shape, size, the external characters, exactly. The external characters are nothing but morphology. You have to you have to study all those characters of the following plants. Those are Azadirachta indica. You know Azadirachta indica. What is Azadirachta indica? Name. Next, Asimum sanctum, Tulasi. And you can see Vitex nigando. Vitex nigando. And the next one is Gloriosa suburba. The next was um, Tribulus terrestris. Tribulus terrestris. Next one is Pellanthus niruri. Niruri is wrong. Pellanthus amarus. Pellanthus amarus. Niruri is also there, but it is a North Indian species. But in our areas, Pellanthus amarus is available. నేల ఉసిరి అంటారు దీన్ని, నేల ఉసిరి. పిల్లంతస్ అమారస్, నాట్ పిల్లంతస్ నెరూరి. ది నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ కేసీఆర్ కిలట, యూనో ది సిసాల్పినేసి మెంబర్. ఇండిగోఫెరా టింక్టోరియా, యూనో ప్యాపిలినేసి మెంబర్, దట్ ఈస్ ఫ్యాబేసి మెంబర్. నీలిమందు మొక్క అంటారు. సెన్న ఆరుకిలేట అండ్ ఆల్సో కుర్కుమలాంగా, పసుపు. సో యూ కెన్ you have to learn about all these plants along with along with their morphology and uses. And the fourth chapter, role of ethnic groups in the conservation of plant genetic resources. So this is the conservational aspect. Okay, you have studied all the above aspects. You have learned about ethnobotany and its interdisciplinary nature and the ethnology of various major and minor tribal people, and what are the plants that are used by the tribal people, and what are the role of ethnobotanical plants in modern medicine. And you have already learned about the both morphological description and that plants are used by the tribal people, all those. But you have to conserve, that means All these plants has to conserve by the tribal groups. So what is their role in conservation? So conservative methods. There are so many methods we have already learned in paper A1. Conservation methods of genetic resources. We can conserve its both in situ methods or ex situ methods. Again, in situ methods are so many and ex situ methods are so many. But here, those genetic resources, those plants can be stored or preserved by tribal people. They follow some methods of preservation. What are the role of the tribal people in preservation and conservation of genetic resources or plant genetic resources? Here, the genetic resources means plant genetic resources, that plants which are mostly used by them, which are mostly used by them. Their role, you have to know their role. This is for second unit. And you come to third unit. In the third unit, you have to some tools of ethnobotany you have to learn. Ethnobotany as a tool. Ethnobotany as a tool to protect interest of the ethnic groups. So this is the main interest for this. For this, the role of governmental organizations, acts, role of governmental organization, and also some legislature. When we turned up about legislature, some acts and articles, these are all required. So conserve, if you conserve, or if you want to, if you want to belong, if you want to belonging the all the benefits by the plants to tribal people, there must be some tools are required. With the use of those tools, you can make the tribal people to use the genetic resources by themselves. To use genetic resources by themselves. Otherwise, the use or genetic resources are the benefits of the genetic resources which are available in and around the tribal peoples, maybe goes to other people, maybe goes to some other people for their greediness. But it should not do like that. But all the benefits and produces uses should be goes to welfare of the tribal people only. All the benefits should goes to welfare of the tribal people only. If you want to uh, happen like that, we have to impose some tools in the procedure of the impose of the tools. It requires some legislature acts. So that must be comes in this chapter. What is that? Sharing of wealth concept with few examples from India. How the knowledge, how the benefits will be shared from among. Yes. So how can we share the knowledge and benefits among various groups of ethnic people? Various groups of ethnic people. What are the methods to use? How can we share all the benefits to all the ethnic groups in India? And the second chapter is very interesting chapter, that is biopiracy. Biopiracy means జీవచోరత్వము అంటారు. జీవచోరీ జీవచోరీ ఇక్కడ పైరసీ మీన్స్ థెఫ్టింగ్ దొంగతనం. బయోపైరసీ ఒకడి నాలెడ్జ్, ఒకడు చేసినటువంటి కృషి ఇంకొకడు చేసి వాడిదిగా చెప్పుకోవడం అన్నమాట. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ కమ్స్ అండర్ బయోపైరసీ. ది గుడ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఫర్ బయోపైరసీ ఈజ్ బాస్మతి రైస్. So basmati rice is the native variety of our India, especially native variety of Kashmir, but the rights, patent rights, have taken by the America. So this is good example for biopiracy. But we must have that all rights on basmati rights, which are native variety of Kashmir. But the patent rights are in the hands of America. So this is nothing but biopiracy. So you know what is the biopiracy? What are the articles and amendments and other legislature is included in biopiracy? And the second one is IPR, that is intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights. So intellectual property right means very good example for intellectual property right is Anandaya medicine. So Anandaya prepared one medicine to cure COVID. So this is his intellectual property. That is his intellectual property. One should not practice it. If others should practice it, he will claim he will claim legally about that medicine. It is his intellectual property, and also he has all rights and patent rights on that medicine. So this is the intellectual property rights. So this intellectual property rights also going to be biopiracy. So if the biopiracy or intellectual property rights, these are owned by native tribal people. These are owned by native tribal people. But due to some defects or some deficiencies which are there in our legislation, some which are the loopholes in our legislation, due to these loopholes of our legislation, these are all used by the other people. Actually, these has to belongs to only tribal people, and they are used for their welfare only, not for other civilized people. But unfortunately, due to the defects of our due to the constitutional defects, it is also going to waste, and it is the knowledge, the traditional knowledge that was acquired by the tribal people is going to other civilized people. It is a big threat to this knowledge. It is also a big threat of the welfare of the threat to welfare of the tribal people. So that should be learned in the third unit. And fourth unit, you can see history, scope, and importance of medicinal plants, indigenous medicinal plants. Indigenous medicinal plants means the medicinal plants which are belonging to our India, our native plants. In this unit, you have again three chapters. The first chapter is definition and scope, Ayurveda, history and origin. Uh, Panchakarma, Pancha Mahabhutas, Saptadhatus, and Tridosas concepts. Rasayana, plants used in Ayurvedic treatments. So, first chapter deals with the Ayurveda system of medicine. So, the Ayurveda system of medicine has its own history, ancient history, which was given by our rishis. So this is one of the traditional and classical system of medicine. So about the system of medicines also we have discussed in yesterday class. There are certain systems of medicine. So that I stated that one statement I have given yesterday. That is, ethnomedicine is the source and origin for all the systems of Indian medicines. So these are the improved system of medicines from ethnobotany. The first one is Ayurveda. In Ayurveda system of medicine, you have to learn in Ayurveda system of medicine, you have to learn about its origin, history, and some Panchamahabhutas. So these are the concepts of Ayurveda. Ayurveda system of medicine, it has some concept that is about tridosha, saptadhatu. త్రిదోష మీన్స్ 3 దోషాలు. సప్తధాతు 7 ధాతువులు. అలాగే పంచమహాభూతాలు. తెలుగులో కూడా పంచభూతాలు అంటాం. వాయువు, అగ్ని, నీరు, ఆకాశము, భూమి. వీటికి ఆయుర్వేదంకి ఉండేటువంటి సంబంధం ఏమిటి? ఆయుర్వేదంలో ఉండేటువంటి మెయిన్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఇక్కడ ఉంటాయి. తర్వాత రసాయన ప్లాంట్స్ యూజ్డ్ ఇన్ ఆయుర్వేదిక్ ట్రీట్మెంట్. సో హియర్ ది రసాయన మీన్స్ డ్రగ్ ప్రిపరేషను, డయాగ్నోసు, ట్రీట్మెంట్. మొత్తం ఆయుర్వేద సిస్టమ్ గురించి నేర్చుకోవాలి ఇందులో. ది సెకండ్ వన్ ఈజ్ సిద్ధ. సిద్ధ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో అనదర్ సిస్టమ్ ఆఫ్ మెడిసిన్, అనదర్ ట్రెడిషనల్ సిస్టమ్ ఆఫ్ మెడిసిన్ that is widely used in India, and the Siddha system of medicine is specially originated in Kerala from Keralans. So this actually the Siddha is system of medicine. Siddha is practiced by Siddhus. Siddhus, the person who practices this system of medicine, Siddha, he will be called as Siddhu. So we called the person who follows the all system of medicine is doctor. But here the doctor in Siddha is called as Siddhus. So these Siddhus will got the knowledge from Shiva. They are Shiva devotees, God Shiva devotees. By God Shiva devotion, he will acquire some knowledge and he will treat the persons, and also they use products of plants only in their treatment. In their treatment also plant parts are used. So system, plant, siddha medicine, all this. And the third one you can see, the third one is Unani system of medicine is also one of the traditional system, but it is introduced from Arabi system of medicine. So history, concept, umur e tabia, choma treatment, therapy, polyherbal formulations in brief. So these are all. So totally you have 3 systems of medicines you have to learn. The first one is Ayurveda, second one is Siddha, and third one Unani. About these 3 systems of medicine you have to learn in this unit. So I think you have come across anywhere in this Ayurveda, Siddha, and Unani. In old syllabus, there is a medicinal botany. In medicinal botany, they comes. So you have to learn about Ayurveda, Siddha, and Unani. Okay. I will give the complete notes about all this. And the fifth unit, last unit is conservation of endangered and endemic medicinal plants. You see, these are the same that of you have learned in the paper A1, 8th A1. You can study. You can study that. The first one is definition for endemic and endangered medicinal plants. You know what is endemic and what are endangered? I think I need not revise or repeat this unit. All are you know already. In we have covered in 8th A1. First one, endemic and endangered medicinal plants. Red list criteria. What is red list criteria? Red data book. About red data book you have learned. So I will give again the review on all these chapters. I will tell you. Red list data. You know what is red list data? It is the brainchild of UNEP, United Nations of Environmental Protection. So UNEP one of the major function of UNEP to prepare this red list criteria or red list data. Those plants are going to extinct are the plants which are in endangered state. The plants which are in endangered state, they will they will give the place in a book, that is red data book. They entered in red data book. So this criteria will be preferred by UNUP as international organization. And the third chapter you can see in situ conservation. You know what is in situ conservation? What are the in situ conservation or on-site conservation? In situ conservation are also called as on-site conservation by biosphere reserves, sacred groves, national plan, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, sacred groves and sacred rivers. These are all comes under in situ conservation. In situ conservation nothing but on-site conservation, where the original genetic resources are inhabited. And the fourth chapter, ex situ conservation. In ex situ conservation, the syllabus in syllabus only botanical gardens are included in this paper. So both botanical gardens, zoological parks, gene banks, gene banks comes under ex situ conservation. Ex situ conservation is so called. Ex situ conservation is so called off-site conservation. You are not are you able to follow? Ex situ conservation is known as off-site conservation. Why we are call them as on-site off-site conservation? So they are brought out from their natural habitations and they will conserve it somewhere. The genetic resource or the animals or plants may be conserved directly. The entire animal or plant may be conserved in zoological park or botanical garden, or the propagules or genetic resources in the form of seeds, propagules or sets, cuttings, vegetative plant parts such as buds and other or the parts which have developed by tissue culture techniques. They can also conserved in gene banks. If need or if necessary, they will conserve under cryopreservation. Low on cryopreservation means very low temperatures, at very low temperatures, like from 190 to 270 degrees of centigrade. So that is cryopreservation as ex situ conservation. Totally, if you see this unit 5, endemic and endangered medicinal plants, red list criteria, in situ conservation and ex situ conservation. So this is we have learned easily. So most of the topics have covered in paper 8th A1 in respect of this last unit only. But other the previous four units you have to learn. You have to learn in detail. You have to learn in detail. Understand? For this, you will be supplied this notes through WhatsApp or in our group, or even if you come to college at any time, I will give you that matter and you will take Xerox. Or otherwise, I will put them in our group in the form of photographs, just like previous notes, what I posted previously. It is also, I will post these notes is also in our group. Then you can take printouts. Any more? Any more? This is about our syllabus. And practical and record work, if you pertaining to practical and record work. So if after reopen, I think in July may be reopened. If the college will be reopened, you will come and directly take that record books, one or two I will supply, and you will write, and we will complete them. Practical work in some classes, we should handle some classes in practicals and we will complete them. No problem. Okay. This is for today's class. This is for today's class. I have to go college. Spot valuation is going on.